All right, my friends, how are you today? Michael Eschenburg here, Honest Dame, bringing you some honest astrology for the 21st of February 2020. It is Friday, the start of our weekend. Today, depending on where you're at, this septile, the Saturn septile to Neptune, comes into completion. Okay, again, depending on where you're at in the world, it's about 3 a.m. technically on the 22nd, but that's midnight for my friends in LA and for people all over, depending where you're at. All right, either way, so this is our last full day of having this Saturn septile to Neptune, this fate energy. All right, paying attention to the conversations we're having with other people, paying attention to the inspiration that is coming in, the creative thoughts that are flowing to us from somewhere here in the ether, paying attention to how we're communicating with other people, how communication is being received by us. Huge, right? How are we receiving somebody else? That's that big Eris square Pluto that I was talking about, all right, that I just put that video out. Okay, so we've got the moon in the middle degrees here of, here, let me show you the chart. It's in the early to middle degrees here of, Aquarius, okay, where the sun's just been for the last month. All right, so the moon doesn't mind being in Aquarius. The sun, again, it's not its favorite spot. The moon, though, this is a need for community, okay? And on a Friday, it's awesome, right? There's a need to get out there and get things done. There's a need to go hang out with your friends. There's a need to be social. There's a need to make these connections. All right, there's a need. We're getting ready for this big new moon here happening on Sunday, okay? So there's a need to be the connecting piece, right? It takes all the birds in the forest to make the beautiful orchestra that we hear when we go out there, right? We need all the birds to sing and play their part to do this. So we are one of these birds that has to play our song, right? Venus still here. What we love, what we want and desire, we're taking action, we're moving forward with it. And our ability to take action and move forward here in Mars, again, exalted in the sign of Capricorn. Okay, we're getting things done. This is, the moon, although this isn't connecting to Mars here, both of these, where they're at, are saying with our abilities, with the abilities that we have together, one another, we're able to come together. This is, in one sense, this is like, I'm a drummer and you're a bass player and you're a singer and you play the guitar and you play keyboards. Well, that's amazing. We all have these talents, skills, and abilities individually, and we come together, we now have a band. We can take this show on the road. We can play this music for other people. It's like, again, you create paints or you create canvases and you're an artist, and with these tools together you create something. Maybe that's not even the best example. It's more, that rock band is kind of a good example, because it's about each individual's unique ability that they're bringing forward, that they're very passionate about doing, and it's saying yes. So we're going to be, we're going to be open right now to receive these gifts from the universe. Okay, not being weighted down. That's what the past 2 days on Wednesday and Thursday have taught us, as the moon was in Capricorn. Like to rise up again and again, and whatever's going on, we're not getting knocked down. The show must go on. And now it's just like, okay, sweet, we finished that part. So now it's just like there's a sense of a little bit of relief, a little bit of relaxation as the moon leaves its weaker point, in Capricorn, as the moon is home in Cancer. So it's moving on to, it's like, oh, the work is over. The hard work is over, the performance is done. I was sick as a dog, but I had to get up there and sing, lead vocals for the band to put on this performance for these thousands and thousands of people who paid their good money to come see this group, right? So it's just like, there's a sense of relief that swept through on Thursday evening as the moon entered into Aquarius, right? So now it's just like, okay, well, now we can just hang out, we can relax, we can party, we can get together as, friends and just celebrate, and what is celebrate? This is a ceremony, this energy, again, this is energy that will never, this is destined. This is destined for you. This is destined for you, for this life, or right now. Not every lifetime gets this. Not every 100 years, not every 200, not every 300 years gets this energy. I can't hammer in enough how important this is, how magical of a time this is. And when we have something, a little thing that happens to us, little or big thing, we focus so much energy on the thing that goes wrong, instead of looking at all the things in our life that's going great, and there's a lot of things, my friends, that are going great in our lives. To let the one thing, it's like, okay, well, in song 3, the drummer got off tempo and the bass player missed a note and, whatever. And it's just like, well, how was the overall performance? How well was it received for the fan base? And if the answer is like, dude, that was a great show. Yeah, sure, there's always things we can tighten up. There's always little things that we can focus on and fixate on. But it's like not being overwhelmed, not, fixating on it so much that it spoils. It's like one piece of bad fruit. Got a thing of tangerines the other day. One bad tangerine can literally turn the whole bag sour. Right? The mold just carries. It's like a yawn. It's contagious. You're not even be tired, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh, you son of a gun, and now you're yawning over here. So it's like, it's contagious, so it's reprogramming our minds to get out of this contagious mentality of focusing on the negative, that's just a part, it's just one note in a whole long show. To focus on one wrong note on an hour-and-a-half performance is a disservice to ourselves, right? It's not saying that we can't tighten things up. Don't get me wrong here. But it's like, it's only seeing that and magnifying it, right? So we have this ability to get together with our friends. We have the ability to get together with our peers. We have the want, the need, the desire to put ourselves out there, to connect, to be free of an agenda, right? Virgo, task-orientated, analytical, agenda. We must follow this order, and we're going to write down this list, and we must cross everything off of this list before we go on to the next thing, right? That's Mercury home in Virgo. It's in its opposite sign right now, in Pisces, right? So it's like, this is formless. This is agenda free. This is just listening, shutting up, and listening to our own intuition, to our own inspiration, to our connection with source energy, listening to our bodies, being guided, being pulled to go wherever we have to go, to connect with whoever we have to connect with, trusting ourselves, trusting this process, trusting that the universe has some weird master plan that we have no idea what it is, and that as long as we play our part, as long as we're out there in the forest singing our song, we're going to find the other birds that we're going to harmonize with and sing with. And the other people that are coming into the forest to pitch a tent, to relax, to have a fire, they're going to be able to appreciate every individual little whistle that's going on there, every little note, there are no imperfect clouds, That one kind of looks like a ship. That one kind of looks like an airplane. That one kind of looks like an eagle. That one kind of looks like a heart. But they're never perfect. But at the same time, they are perfect. And this energy right now is reminding us that you're perfect. You're perfect yet ever expanding. In a perfect yet ever expanding world, in a perfect yet ever expanding universe. Right? And this is fate. This is part of our experience. This is part of our process, part of our living, part of the journey. And to enjoy each and every moment of it, and to just be open to receiving whatever blessings are coming our way right now. I feel like I could go on about this chart. There's literally so much going on. Mars, planet of action, is connecting with just about everything right now. The North Node is connecting with just about everything right now. So whatever's going on, reminding us to be empathetic, reminding us to be a driving force, reminding us that whatever intuition is coming to us, to bring that stuff into reality, right? That the intuition that's coming to us, the conversations that are coming to us, are going to create something so groundbreakingly new that we don't, it's like, all right, we remember. I mean, I do remember like the first cell phones that were like this big. They were huge. There were these giant things you'd put to your ear with these crazy long antennas, and then they finally got down to a flip phone that was the size of a book. Hello, you know what I mean? And then they got smaller, and then they were this big, and then you had like this little iPod. You know what I mean? And you could scroll through it. It was probably twice the size of this. You could scroll through it, and just play your music. And then it was just like apps. We had the iPhone and the iPod Touch came out, and it was just like, what is an app? You know what I mean? And now it's just like our world is consumed by apps, where it wasn't even a possibility. It wasn't even a thought. It wasn't even a blip on the radar when we're dealing with cell phones. Again, the size of these books. It wasn't. We had no idea that a WhatsApp was going to be created, that a Facebook was going to be, I don't even know when Facebook came out, or Instagram, or whatever. It's just like we didn't have an idea or concept, or YouTube, that you could sit here and record from a camera and a microphone into your own computer and have your own little production. Like, how cool is this world? How cool is this great unfolding? So it's like, just stop. We have to stop limiting ourselves, focusing on the one wrong thing that was out of place, and limiting ourselves, saying this is it. It doesn't get better than this. It's like, my friends, it just keeps getting better. It keeps getting better, right? And then we had this ability to pick ourselves up over the past couple of days to get done whatever needed to get done. On Wednesday and Thursday. And now it's like, this is a little bit of a celebration going on, a bit of a celebration. So I hope you have an amazing start of your weekend. This fate train coming to a sort of conclusion, right? This destined time of our lives is rounding itself out. It's going to be retouched throughout the next few months, right? But what's around the corner, we don't know. Being open and excited and drinking it in is it's exciting times. It's exciting times. So I hope you have an amazing Friday. I hope you have an amazing weekend ahead of you. Thank you, as always, for connecting with me, for hanging out with me. And we'll see you tomorrow.